Hello, I'm alive. I hope I am. Hello to everybody on replay. Obviously, hello. Thank you for joining us. I hope this is going to be interesting. We're going to find out. So, the title. You can see the title there. Ultimate Rider Confidence Course Q&A. So, the Ultimate Rider Confidence course is a course that I have designed and created, and it's an online course. Study at home with full support from myself on the Zoom. We meet up. It covers every aspect of rider confidence that might be getting in your way from getting on your horse and enjoying yourself as much as I get on my horses and enjoy myself. So, hello, I noticed that we've got a few people. Could you, I'll just move closer to the camera so that I'm quite sure that you can hear me. But if you could just let me know that you could hear me or any problems that are having. I've got a reasonable Wi-Fi signal, so I'm hoping that it'll all stay on quite nicely. So this is anything you want to ask me about the online 3 months deep dive, all in, totally immersive rider confidence course that will change the mindset change that you want if you're not enjoying your horses is in this course. And I have clients who can verify that for me, who may even come into the comments now and help back that up. There's been no rider confidence course like this. Look, I need to start at the what I'll start at the beginning, say how this course came about, say how my expertise in the rider confidence arena is distilled into this course. And at the same time, I'm going to try and not do my usual thing of rabbiting on. I'm going to regularly stop, like I am now, look at the comments and see what questions are coming up. And we'll see if we can answer some of those. So initially, I need to say hello to some people. Sharon and Sue, thank you very much for joining us. Emma Evans, thank you very much for a little thumbs up. I assume that means that everything's going okay. So I have a course, the Ultimate Rider Confidence course. It's online, which already your question might be, well, hang on a minute, how's that going to help me online? And I need to start off with the Rider Confidence course 10 years ago, longer than that now, actually. Let's not go there, how long ago it was. But I started the Rider Confidence course. I initially believed that my rider confidence course here would be a day of learning what we already knew from being in jousting shows and films. We know how to fall off without getting hurt. We know how to rear without falling off or pulling the horse over. We know the extremes from which you can recover your balance when you think that you're coming off the horse just through our career. Guys, it's just my work, and it's very easy to share that with people. I was amazed 12 years ago when I started this course. I was amazed at people coming in and their fears were almost unrelated to the reality. So the rider confidence course began, and I realized that people's idea of how dangerous horses are as opposed to how safe they are or how usable they are was seriously out of kilter. I mean, people were crippling themselves about getting on the horses in the first place. It's where I came to know such terms which have now become my friends, like the dreaded what ifs and the other people's opinions. I never had these. I never had encountered these before. Or brain freeze. Right, get this right. Brain freeze is something to do with ice cream and nothing else. But somehow people are coming through the rider confidence door going, you know, when you think this and people say this, and I hadn't encountered it. So I was surprised. So I began to describe things from my career and the way that my experience at work approached problems that other people were crumbling at. And these are sound people. They're in other areas of their life, they've absolutely got it nailed down. But of course, horses was my work arena. So then I wrote my book. If you've not got my book, oi, how can you not have it? I mean, it doesn't cost much. It's easy to get, and it's only about that thick. You can read it in any time. Get on to carlgreenwood.co.uk. I think then. And get the book. I'm just going to say hello to a few more people. Andrea, thank you very much for joining us. Send us a little hello or a heart or something, just to let me know that all the sound's going, the broadcasting's going. So I wrote my book, which I'm hopefully you've read. It's called Control Your Stress and Enjoy Your Horse. I spent a lot of time over that title because I didn't particularly want to focus on stress. And originally it was just called Enjoy Your Horse. But then I also thought, this isn't the way that people are talking. People are talking about, I can't get control of my mindset. I can't get control of my what ifs. I can't get control. I'm going to turn the camera. I'm not in the middle and it's really starting to annoy me. That's better. That's better. So I felt that in the book title, I needed to say what people were thinking. So I started off, I chose both. Control your stress and enjoy your horse. The negative followed by the positive. I found in the rider confidence that after the initial classroom session where we talk about mindset and we talk about depression and we talk about anxiety and we talk about stress and we talk about your brain being overloaded at certain parts of your life, we talk about phobias, we talk about panic attacks. And to be honest, this isn't what people were expecting when they came on a rider confidence course. They'd seen the photos of rearing horses, clients rearing on horses and falling off, and they came prepared to be brave, prepared to be put through the boot camp, and I think they were surprised when they were totally wrong in that. We don't do brave, we do trained. We do trained in bite sizes, so it's all perfectly possible. And they certainly weren't expecting a masterclass on mindset and the solution to depression, stress, and anxiety. And I know they weren't expecting it because when it came to the point when I started talking about your primitive brain and where fear comes from, and I say, your primitive brain will respond to threats with 3 survival strategies. Anxiety, anger, and depression. And 9 times out of 10, when I say depression, you can see people suddenly sit up a little bit, suddenly pay a little bit more attention, and then try and hide the fact that they have. And I became aware that there's a lot of stress, anxiety, and depression, which is helping create the mindset that is preventing people from getting on their horses. So that's just one aspect that I noticed. And I got thinking, and it's the most amazing coincidence that before I started the Rider Confidence, or maybe it was born from it, I was dedicated to being a hypnotherapist dealing with stress, anxiety, and depression. And I'd already had that career. Well, I was having it. It was really growing when I started the Rider Confidence course. And when I just deviated a bit, the reaction was substantial. So after I'd finished my initial classroom course, and this is on a course where people have come to learn stunts. They don't learn stunts. I found that a good 50% of the people had already had that transformation that they'd come from. We hadn't even done anything yet. You saw people, I see people just kind of look off into the distance as we're talking. Words are powerful things, they really are. We're talking away and they look off into the distance and then they just mumble quietly to themselves, and you can see this transformation happening. And then we go out and use the professional mindset in rearing, falling off, and we're constantly using conversational hypnosis, conversational psychology, in order to get people to stay in that professional mindset while they're doing these new supposedly scary exercises. So it became apparent to me that it wasn't the physical exercises, it was the content of what we were saying about your mindset, about the way that your mind works, the way that your mind processes fear, the way that your mind processes your own self-image. And we were achieving transformations before we'd even gone out to look on a horse. So if you're wondering how it is that I've come up with an online course that will change people's mindsets and get them riding their horses better, that was the start. Add in another 10 years worth of conversations. I've had hundreds of thousands of conversations purely about, why does my mind think like this when this happens? How to change a mindset, how to use NLP, hypnotherapy, and just general attitude and outlook, mindfulness, to achieve that result that you want to achieve and ride your horse. So that's how it came about. I'm going to take a little pause now. I'm just going to read. I see these comments coming up, so I'm just going to say hello to a few people. And Liz, hello, thank you very much. Let's see what we've got here. Oh, look at that. Here's Joe. Hi, Carl. Best thing I ever did joining this course. Life-changing and not just horse-related either. I've done things this year with my horse I only ever dreamed of. Of course, I know exactly what Joe's talking about. And she's not alone. She's not alone. I am so impressed when people take these ideas, grab them with both hands, and then run with them and do the most incredible things in spheres that I don't do. So it's not even as if I'm saying do this, do this, do this. It's your course. And thank you, Joe. That was a really nice, what's the word, testimonial. And I'm sure if any of you want to get on to Joe and say, is that true, or has he paid you? And hopefully she'll say that I haven't paid her. Lovely. Thanks very much. Liz, good afternoon. Joe says, can you post how to join the course? I'm a psychologist, but always a lot to learn. If you're a psychologist already and you're, well, whether or not you're in rider confidence, I've had, it's always quite interesting when psychologists and other hypnotherapists come on the course, because it's almost like a busman's holiday. But it's funny with hypnotherapists and psychotherapists, because we still need somebody else, just like when you're a horse rider, you need somebody else on the ground. We still need somebody else to take us through the mindset. Even though, do you know, even though we know what's going on, it's still really useful to have somebody help. And you're quite right, Joe. I should have, and if you're watching on replay, I will have done, posted up the link so you could go straight to it. Mind you, then you'd miss the rest of this broadcast. So maybe I won't. I'll do it after the broadcast. Somewhere around the video, I'll put the link through. The link goes from this page to the description of the course, all the course content, and then of course the testimonials from past clients. And we've had some good successes, and not just in horses either. We've helped people launch businesses, we've helped people emigrate, we've helped people move yards, we've helped people get different horses, we've helped people start different sports, and of course, the transformation in horse riding as well. Yeah, super. Thank you. So, yes, I will. The answer to your question is, oh, let me just, Joe, is I'm going to put a link after that. Look at that, I put the camera in the wrong place so that every time I scroll up, my thumb goes over the screen. Is Mark. Hello, how do you do, Mark? A trainer of NLP, hypnosis, etc. Used to run courses like this. Very good. There we are. I'll accept that endorsement. So if you've got any questions as to how this course can help you, this is what I'm here for. The course consists of every objection, every issue, every conversation that I've had over the last 20 years doing these rider confidence courses. Objections have come up. Objections have come up that says, this is my problem and why I can't get on my horse. And the objection might be that I can't stop thinking about the what ifs. That's a good one. Yeah, fair enough. Which is a form of anxiety, which is very sensible from your, when you believe that you are in danger, you will be hypervigilant. It's a survival strategy that comes from your primitive brain, and it's super sensible as well. If you are walking through the trees, through the forest, and you have lions and tigers and bears behind every tree and bush, do be hypervigilant. It's very good. So when danger threatens, be hypervigilant. A little condition in that, wasn't it? When danger threatens, or even more so, when the perception of danger threatens. So if you've got a perception which is skew with, and you're perceiving more danger than there is, then you're going to have the what ifs. Our risk perception is fluid. It changes according to what's happening in our lives. Things that are fine, getting on an airplane, going on holiday or whatever, can suddenly at some point in our life become unsurmountable and full of danger. This is all relevant to the stresses that are going on in your life, stresses with your horses, but also stresses with your career, your relationship, your self-esteem. And if they start going up and you're under attack, oh, I'm under attack, then your subconscious primitive brain will go, oh, I'm under attack. Better respond with some hypervigilance. And so the what if start. They get then backed up because you surround yourself with people like yourself. If your horse goes out and gets frightened by a cow and you come back to the yard, the first thing you're going to do is find the person on the yard who's most frightened of that cow and go and spend a bit of time with him. No, my horse this time that got frightened by the cow, they're going, yeah. And then they're going to tell the stories and what they're frightened of doing. Your hypervigilance is going to go through the roof because now you've got somebody else going, yeah, you're dead right. But there we are. That's how that works. So we've got a whole section on how your mind works, what causes hypervigilance or anxiety, what causes your primitive mind to suddenly feel that it's under attack and get the wrong perception, which means that you respond with survival strategies like anxiety, anger, and depression. More importantly, what we can do about it. Lovely. I'm just going to say hello to Nessie. I'm living in your old nan's house, says Nessie. There's Nessie's comment there. Spent much of my childhood where you are. It probably looked a lot different, Nessie, I'd have thought. We had to get permission to put this in, you know, because it was spoiling the view from one of the houses And so conservation had to come down and see whether the view from one of the houses should be duly spoiled. It's my house. It was my house that I was spoiling the view from. There we are. There we are. We got it eventually. So yeah, it should look a lot different. So there's a whole thing on mindset, confidence in yourself, and why we get these what ifs, how your mind works when it's under pressure, and more importantly, what not to do. I got a dickhead bastard just farted. Yes, very good. Let's block you. Marvelous. Comedian channels on the other side. Okay, so we've got how your mind works, why that happens. So then let's say we get that sorted out, okay? And then you're quite happily doing what you want to do on your horse, which is great, which is great. And then you've got everybody else saying that they don't think that you're doing it the way that they should want to do. And you're doing it not like they do it. And then they're coming up with, aren't you galloping in the fields yet? Aren't you jumping over the jumps yet? Aren't you doing what they want you to do? You're doing it wrong. Why are you doing natural horsemanship? Why are you doing groundwork? Stop messing around. You're going to ruin that horse. It's a good horse. Oh, and they're off, aren't they? This is a whole other world. You were quite happy 25 seconds ago. And at some point, you have to tell people to get off the train. This is super common. I've got so many stories that people tell me. This week's only. Someone said they went into the arena, were mooching around on their horse, nice long rein. His head was hanging down, and everything was very relaxed. And sure enough, someone comes over and says, "You're going to give me a heart attack if you don't gather up your reins." And at some point, you've got to tell people to get off. Get off. They're not paying your livery bill. It's all right me sitting here saying through the screen, tell them to get off. They're not paying your livery bill. But to actually be that rude to say, you need to get off, you're not paying my livery bill, takes a certain amount of self-assertiveness. So I've got a whole course on self-assertiveness included in this online 3 months, supported by me live through Zoom. Imagine that. If you got your self-assertiveness right, then you would be able to do what you want to do with your horse, having got your mindset right. It's really quite a thing to be that confident in yourself that you can place yourself in the world and let the rest of the world flow around you. In this course, I have answered every objection, but the self-assertiveness one, other people's opinions, deferring to people who you think are maybe more knowledgeable than you, or more able than you, or more capable than you, and then find that actually you're being held back trying to please somebody else. It's quite a major, I would say it's the second major topic after mindset and the what ifs and how to control your own negative thoughts. So that's included as well. So any questions that you've got, stick them in the comments. I'm just going to read this comment. Great long comment has come in. I'm just going to have a look at that. Oh, excellent. This is from Joe. You can read that. My profile is public, so anyone can have a look at my photos and videos over the past year. See my journey with the horse. So there we go. We've got a beautiful testimonial already, which is absolutely super. Thank you, Joe. And if anybody wants to read that, that's fine. If you want to see more testimonials, click on the link, which I'm going to put around this video. Or if you want to click on the link now, you'll have to go down a couple of posts and click on the Ultimate Rider Confidence. It's at home, online, 3 months, supported by me through weekly Zoom calls to make sure that everybody's working according to how they want to work. Make sure that everything's clear, and any chance to ask questions happens live every week. It's called the Ultimate Rider Confidence course for a reason. Every objection that I've heard. So some people have come up and said that they don't prioritize their time. No, they first of all say, I don't have time to do my horse. And then that splits into, do you prioritize yourself? Because there's usually time to help somebody else. Do you prioritize yourself? When you do finally carve out an hour to do your horse, is that time for yourself then squandered because somebody else, children are demanding your attention, or family members or work are demanding your attention, and you put yourself last? So organizing your time that doesn't happen, blocking out the time that you need to do, finding extra time. Now, I know no one's got extra time. There's only 24 hours. I mean, just past midnight when the bells are going bong, 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 you may just squeeze out a little bit of extra time there, but they will come and put you in a special hospital if you go looking around the clock for that extra time. We've all got the same amount of time. But I hear this a lot, and I've got a whole section on productivity, using your time and arranging things so that when you prioritize yourself, you do prioritize yourself. When you do that, you can then start a program of bite-sized progressions and the correct way of dealing with your fears and dealing with the spooks and dealing with all the rider confidence tips that I give for free on this channel. But it's all a waste of time, me giving these tips for free, if no one's got the time to do it. So we've got a whole section on time. If your thing is, I don't have time, I'm too busy at work, we've organized a whole section there to organize your time better. And the same applies to money. I also get people saying that they haven't got enough money to get the instructor or what have you. And again, it's just an approach. If you consider, it's a mental approach which involves the same things. I can sit on a horse that's throwing itself around, which means I can sit on a business that's throwing itself around, and it means I can sit on my emails that are throwing themselves around, and I can sit on my phone calls and the bills stuffed behind the clock. You can get them out and you can tame them as well. It's all about a mindset, and this mindset can apply to time, it can apply to money, it can apply to relationships, it can apply to your career, it can apply to your horses, it can apply to your prioritizing yourself as an equal member of society. And then people might say that they haven't got the knowledge. Yes, but Carl, I don't have the knowledge that you have as to how to train my horse. Well, we've dealt with that as well. There's the whole horsemanship section as well, as to how I train my horses, how we get trained for the stunts, for the extreme riding that we do. But of course, to me and to my horses, it's not extreme riding. Just gonna have a little look at these comments. Is a man? Oh, hang on. Oh, Lynn, that's very nice. Look at that. Another splendid testimonial. Yes, transformational. I like that. I began this broadcast by saying you see people transform during the one day rider confidence, and I have certainly seen people transform to a huge degree during the 3-month study at home, meet up once a week, every subject under the sun. We're accepting applications now. If you're not suitable, don't worry. I won't shoehorn you into a course that you're not got a rapport with, or you start the course and you find you don't like it, or you don't get on with it, or it's not what you thought. You can apply to join by clicking the link. You can read all the testimonials. Then we'll have a phone call and we'll decide then whether or not we're a good fit. There's not going to be a hard sell. It's either going to help you or it's not. I don't need a reputation of shoehorning people into courses that aren't made for them. But if it is made for you, then as Lynn says, it'll be transformational. I've seen it, and it's good fun. It's really good fun, and you make some really good friends as well. There's a couple of benefits of that. You get to join the mounted division, which is people who have done this course, and that is the greatest set of people that you would find who ride horses. They come together. Well, they got their own social media pages, and they'll come together when we have Zoom calls. Sometimes I don't see anyone for ages, and then they pop up and we have a catch up, and it's a really fabulous group, a huge resource. But yeah, thank you for that, Lynn. That's a nice testimonial there. Oh, let me just see. Oh, look, there's Joe's comment. There we are. Oh, God. So, oh, look at that. Look at that. There's the power of social media. So it's just applied. So when you apply, there's a page full of the content and the testimonials, and then you click to book a phone call, and there's a little questionnaire about where you are now, and about your confidence and your number one questions and things like that, and then we'll book a phone call. So Sue, I'll look forward to booking a phone call. You'll get an email, and it'll have you the link through. We'll get a phone call, and that's it. Then we'll be off. Lovely. Let's have a little look here. Oh, this is massive. I think I had a few years ago, full of people who are scared of doing anything with their horses. I'm Ide Weston, and this is Yard Full of English. I can see where this is going. I can see where this is going already. Yours is so good. I wish mine was as good as it. I get that. I would respond with, try getting on your horse, get lessons if needs be, practice, and your horse could be the same. The negativity was unbelievable. 100%, Jill. That is absolutely right. I've put on plenty of posts about my horses standing still in the fields waiting for the clients and such like. And the comments, I wish my horse was as good at that. My horse wouldn't do that. Yes, it would. Bloody would if it was here with us. Yes, because we simply persist. But there we are. That's by the by. They didn't. The point is, and the point that you're making, Jill, is it didn't come like that. See, the thing is, if you enjoy what you're doing, you will do it more. If you're walking up Parsons Hill over there, and you're enjoying the sunshine and the sun through the tufts in his ears, and the rhythm of the walk and the movement of the horse, and look at the bluebells, look at the buttercups, look at the daisies, look at the birds in the sky, look at the flowers, look at the butterflies. Beautiful, beautiful. That is a world away from galloping up Parsons Hill, where it's all about the power, the rhythm, the wind, the excitement, the thrill. You're going up Parsons Hill both times, but it's totally different set of benefits, totally different set of enjoyments. The third option is to walk up Parsons Hill wishing that you had the courage to gallop up Parsons Hill. And you're going, I should really gallop, I should canter at least, I should canter up there. Why aren't I cantering? I'm so useless. God, this is absolutely awful. It's so frustrating wanting to be able to canter, but I'm not at the stage where I can canter. And now I'm really frustrated, and why can't I do it? And maybe I should just do a little bit. And you're walking up Parsons Hill, wishing you were cantering up Parsons Hill, and feeling frustrated, feeling angry, feeling stressed, and not at all enjoying the moment of walking up. You are walking up Parsons Hill, but you are not enjoying the butterflies, you are not enjoying the daisies, you are not enjoying the birds, you are not enjoying the sunshine, you're not enjoying the little tufts on his ears, you're not enjoying the children giggling, you're not enjoying any of it. You're feeling frustrated. So above all, you need to learn to enjoy the bit where you're at, because if you enjoy it, then you'll do more. And if you enjoy riding up Parsons Hill and not spending your time getting frustrated, you will do it more. And if you as you get more practice at things, they get easier. So you've got to watch your own inner voice saying, I'm useless, I can't do it. And your self-image being more and more down on yourself. Look at me, I'm the imposter. I'm the sack of potatoes. And this inner voice and this inner way of expressing yourself and this way of communicating with yourself is called neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. So those cogs and wheels in the machinery of your mind, including imposter syndrome and your self-image, that can come under your control as well. So, hey, guess what? We've got a module dedicated to that as well, a module dedicated to NLP and how that works. That is tied in, of course, with hypnotherapy and how that works. So how hypnotherapy and the way that you think about yourself and the words that you say get associated to feelings in your body, but more importantly, what you're going to do about it. So if you do all these modules, if you do the work, it is conditional that you do the work though. Hey, it's not just buy the course and wave the wand. But yeah, there's absolutely no end of ways that you can reprogram how you think about yourself and how much you enjoy what you can do. And then you'll find yourself at a stable base at the step that you're on, ready to focus on the next step, without being overwhelmed about where we want to go. And if you take those steps, and if they're small enough and they're the correct progressions for your own primitive mind and your own risk perception, then you will get to your goal. In fact, it's inevitable. You can't not get to your goal. So it's quite important to have a goal. Quite important to have a goal. If you haven't got a goal, if you don't know why you're getting on the horse, then you'll never know why you're getting on the horse. And you won't know how to progress. Just going to have a little look through the comments and see if we've got any more. So if you have got more tales from Jill and Nessie, so you can read them. They're add-ons to the conversations we just had. If you haven't got a goal, you need a goal. In fact, the most important thing I would think is knowing why you've got a horse in the first place. When you first got a horse, when you first went down the spa in 1988 and worked for £1 an hour, and the shopkeepers go, "Why are you working for £1 an hour here for?" You go, "I'm going to get a horse." It's like, "Why are you getting a horse?" The answer wasn't so that every 6 weeks I could go around the lanes thinking, "I hope I don't die, I hope I don't die, I hope I don't die." It wasn't. It might have got to that now, and we can explain why it got to that now, and we can explain what to do to re-find your goals. And then there's a section on goals as well. What do you want to achieve? I put on a little post, a what if post. I think it's the one below this. You might want to go down. It's a what if poster. What if your ride is amazing? What if you go to incredible places? What if you meet the people you respect? What if your heart sings? What if your horse is wonderful? What if you've got a goal? Then these things would become what you want to do. Imagine if you traveled to places. I'm a big one for travel. I'm a big one for shows. That's always been my goal. I want to do shows at big places, posh places. I want to travel and do horse archery. I want to travel and do jigotovka. That's it. That's what I want to do. And that's what gets me practicing how to ride around standing on 4 horses. Because I really want to get that picture, want to get that show. I want to work in television. I want to work in the social media. I want to make funny videos. I want to do things that other people can't do. And this is what gets me quite happily going out and working out in bite-sized bits, tiny little bits. How can I do this thing? because I've got these goals. If I've lost my goal, and if you have lost your goals, if you've lost the reason why you're on the horse in the first place, and the goal might be, don't get me wrong, it doesn't have to be an extreme goal. Well, I'm not like you Carl. I don't want to go galloping through fire. Well, your goal might be, I want to supply this horse with the best life that it could ever have because I love it. And if you want to supply the best horse with the best life, the most valuable gift that you could give that horse is to be well trained with good manners. Because then if anything happens to you and that horse moves on, it will go to one home and it will stay there. If you don't give it good manners because you never thought this is my goal, then if anything happens to you, your horse will go on to its next home with no well training, no well mannered, and it will then go on to its next home and its next home and its next home, with everybody trying to stick in their fourpenneth worth, and it'll end up being one of these evergreen horses that just goes from stable to stable to stable. So it's like, oh, you've got it now, have you? So don't feel that your goals have to be my goals or have to be anything extreme. Your goals might be, this is going to be the best mannered horse in the world, because that will be the greatest gift that I could possibly give it. All of these modules are backed up by hypnosis sessions or Zoom meetings with me or psychological techniques that work, proven psychological techniques. So that if you've changed your mindset about your self-image, you've changed your mindset about your risk perception, you've changed your mindset about how much you can be bullied by other people's opinions, you've changed your mindset about why you're doing it in the first place, you've changed your mindset about how you're going to get there, you've changed your mindset about how you talk about yourself in your mind, you've changed your mindset about the influences that you allow, you've changed your mindset in the goals that you want to do, you've changed your mindset about how you can afford, whether you can afford the time or the money, and you've changed your mindset about how you view the entirety of how dangerous or safe horses are, then you can see how it would be impossible to not come out of this course feeling more than confident. No, confident isn't even the word. The title is the Rider Confidence course, but it should be called the Change Your Life course, because this has changed people's lives, both in horses and every other subject around it. I think what I'll do is I'll leave this title up, Q&A. If you're watching this on replay and you're like, oh yeah, but I don't know what he's talking about, this, that, or the other, bob a question in and we'll see if I can come on later in the week and address those questions. The applications are open now to apply now to join the July 2022 course. At the very least, click onto the link that I'm going to I'll put on as soon as I've finished this video, and read what it entails and whether or not it can help you. Before I go, I'm just going to have another quick look through the comments. Nessie and Jill, thank you very much. Yes, that is a peacock that in here. We've got 9 of them running around. 2 of them are for sale. So if you want a couple of nice boys, they're for sale, and get in contact through this page. I've been long enough. Thank you very much for listening to me. I hope this has got across the value and the uniqueness of the Ultimate Rider Confidence course. Read through it, apply now, and I'll see you for the July 2022 course. Thanks for listening.